Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Today I will discuss how COVID-19 has affected inflation in Malaysia. The pandemic disrupts supply chains and changed how people spend money, leading to unusual shift in the economy. Essential goods like foods become more expensive due to higher demand, and while non-essential items saw lower price as people focus on necessities. The government also introduced financial support such as subsidies and stimulus package to help Malaysians cope. While these measures help Malaysia stabilize the economy, they added to challenges like rising national debt, which can influence inflation in the long term. This topic is important because it helps us to understand how global crises impact daily life in the overall economy.
We start with before COVID-19. Positive start to global economic expansion in 2018 before moderating towards the second half. At the beginning of the year, the International Monetary Fund projected a global growth of 3.9%, marking the fastest expansion since 2011. However, as the year progresses, the global economy faced several challenges, including rising inflation and supply chain disruption. Some market economies experienced large and percentage capital outflow, which put additional strain on their financial stability. Except for the US, economic growth for most major advanced and emerging economies lower. As a result, in October 2018, the IMF revised its global growth forecast for 2018 downward to 3.7%. In the advanced economy, improving the labor market condition highlighted by higher wage and employment growth lead to increased consumption activity. Notably, the unemployment rate in major advanced economies reached record low level and consumer confidence remained strong throughout the year. Before being hit by COVID-19 at the end year of 2019, the Malaysia economy grew by 3.6% in the fourth quarter of 2019. This was lower than the 4.4% growth in the third quarter. Private sector spending increased by 7.4%. Net export declined, which slower growth. The service and construction sector grew. The commodity sector faced disruption. The economy grew by 0.6% from the third quarter. For the year, the economy expanded by 4.3%. This was lower than the 4.7% growth in 2018.
During COVID-19, the government implemented the MCO on March 18, 2020, which has caused inflation in Malaysia. They rise to a certain extent, especially inflation of oil gas, but it's still manageable. For example, Figure 2 show that inflation happened right after the first burst of MCO due to declining demand for goods and service. Then, the effect of supply chain disruption, physical distancing, and interstate movement restriction on labor supply could lead to upward cost push inflationary due to higher cost of production. The inflation rate is low compared to 2022, where the inflation rate increased by 3.3% from 2.5% in 2021. The reopening of the international tourism sector MCO recovery has had an impact on restaurant and hotel inflation, which gave an increase of 5% in 2022 compared to 0.4% in 2021.
After COVID-19, the global economy is recovering, but inflation has become a major issue. Supply chain disruption, rising demand, and higher energy and food prices are driving inflation. Based on this graph, after COVID-19, Malaysia's inflation rate rose steadily, peaking around 7% in 2022 due to supply chain disruptions and rising energy costs. By 2023, inflation eased to about 5%, showing some recovery but remaining higher than pre-pandemic levels. Inflation rate increased due to several factors. First, supply chain disruptions caused delays in production and transportation, making goods more expensive. At the same time, consumer demand surged as business reopened, leading to higher prices. Additionally, energy and food costs rose because of labor shortage and supply issues. These trends have been seen globally, although inflation rates vary by country. Has caused higher prices for everyday items like food, gas, and clothing. As a result, people can buy less with the same amount of money, which lower their purchasing power. Low-income families are especially affected because they spend a larger share of their income on basic essentials. Overall, the cost of living has risen, making it harder for many people to maintain their previous standard of living.
As this pandemic happened in nearly 2 challenging years, Malaysia economics has experienced the worst inflationary impact in decades. It is a worrying situation where give a huge impact to the economic pressure like supply chain disruption. COVID-19 really a huge impact to the national economics where before pandemic happened, there is positive economic growth. However, after this pandemic COVID-19 happened, inflation become a major issue as the price of the goods and service keep increasing. As economics transition to the post-pandemic phase, inflation is recovering. This is really matter that the inflation rate decreasing slowly. Learning from this time is important to create strong policies that keep price stable and protect Malaysia during future economic challenge.